Hey guys, Craig Ripley here. Welcome to Living Off the Slab. Now today we are going to continue this little series that we started about my wife Cathy's motorcycle crash. I'm calling it Surviving Your Wife's Crash. And in this particular video we're going to talk about the things that we learned after this crash. And remember, this video was done originally 2 months after the accident. So it's filled with some emotion, right? Again, and I think that's good. I want you to see that emotion. All right, so I guess what can we learn from all of this, or what have we learned from all of this? And the first thing, and I know some of you are just going to hate this, right? But the first thing is the gear that you're wearing, right? You see this coat right here, this cut-up climb jacket, right? That's what she was wearing when we had this accident. And the guy who cut it off of her says to me, "Thank God she had this jacket. It saved her life." Now, to be honest with you, I don't know whether that's true or not. I mean, there's very little kind of equipment that you're going to be able to wear if you impact with the side of a semi-trailer, right? That's going to prevent you from breaking something. And this jacket obviously didn't prevent her from breaking bones. However, you know, the fact that she came away with only a small fracture in her clavicle, I mean, I got to think that D3 armor in that jacket helped, right? And also the spinal protection that she has back here probably protected her from that as well. And she had no road rash whatsoever. A lot of bruising, yes, but again, no road rash. She really didn't slide during this accident. The second thing, as far as gear goes, this is the helmet that she had on. This is the Shoei J Cruise helmet. And a few years back, Cathy and I switched to these to do our touring in. We wanted something with better protection, but we also know that while we're touring on the bike, we do a lot of drinking and so forth, so we wanted something that was going to allow us to do that more easily. And Cathy in particular just didn't want something in front of her face here. She just wasn't comfortable with it. So we went with these 3/4 helmets. And while in hindsight, I wish she would have had a full face, because she did get some bruising on her face, but that cleared up pretty quickly. But this helmet, well, let me come a little bit closer here. Okay, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but this is where she impacted. You can see there's a scrape here and a couple of scrapes here. This helmet said flew. I saw, guys, I saw this. I saw her impact straight on that part of the helmet, right on the side of the truck. But other than these little scrapes right here, the liner is intact, the outer shell is intact. And when we went to the hospital with this helmet, they looked at it and they were pretty amazed that it was still intact. So buying a good quality helmet, it's a must. If you're riding with one of these little, you know, half helmet things, look, you're big boys and big girls, you make up your own minds. But I can tell you, if she would have had one of those on, she wouldn't be with us right now. I'm sure that there are some of you right now who are saying, well, she should have had a full face helmet on. And you are absolutely correct, right? I've been wearing a full face helmet for the last couple of years, and she just has been resistant to doing so. However, since she got her license and has been riding by herself, she's been much more open to it. And she actually was talking about buying some new helmets. In fact, just the day that she had this accident, I had said, well, why don't we just go ahead and buy some helmets today? Well, she wanted to wait because we were going to be able to get some discounts later on. So again, another ironic thing. So this is the helmet that we are going to be wearing from now on. Right, this is the Shoei Neotech helmet, modular helmet, so we can still open up the face and we can drink and so forth on the road, but it's going to give us that full face protection. All right, and again, this is about a $600 helmet, but let me tell you, I don't care how much it costs. This is what we're going to be wearing from now on. All right. So the second thing that I hope that we can learn, and I hope that maybe everybody else can learn from this experience that we've had to go through, is training, right? Motorcycling is fun, motorcycling is awesome, but it is also dangerous. It is part of the reason that we do it, right? But we have to be responsible. Partially because I don't want to see my wife go through this again, right? But you know, after me having to do what I did, lie there in the road holding her head, and me having to go through all of the things that I've had to go through in getting her back to health, not to mention what she's gone through, I don't want my loved ones to have to go through that with me, right? So I am going to do everything in my power to keep myself from getting into that position. And that goes for wearing great gear, but it also goes for training myself. You know, I have been trying to take at least one training class every year since I've gotten back into motorcycling some 12 years ago or so. And I've been very successful at doing that and honing my skills and getting better and better at it. And I had told Cathy this year, I said, this is the year we're going to start doing that for you. I've tried to impart everything that I've learned to her, you know, while she's been learning over the last year or so. And for the most part, she's been doing great. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've told her to look where you want to go, look where you want to go, you know, don't look at the road signs, don't look at the cars, look where you want to go. And she got that. But she just made this one mistake this time. She got freaked out by the truck and she looked at it, and she knows exactly what she did. She tells me that she just looked at these tires of this truck and she just drove straight for the tires of the truck. So it's just a tiny little mistake that can make the big difference. So going out and getting training is extremely, extremely important, right? This is serious, right? This is life-threatening stuff, right? We want to have fun, we want to have a great time, and we do, but also this can be extremely serious. All right, now before we go, let me just address a couple of things. First of all, am I going to stop riding? No, I am not. I still love it. I'm still going to keep doing it. Although I am going to do everything in my power to make myself even safer again. If it's buying helmets, buying new gear, taking more training, which again I think is the most important. And also, is Cathy going to ride again? Well, again, I don't know. She still wants to ride with me. We bought new helmets in order to do that. Will she ride her own bike again? I don't know. We've talked about it a couple of times, but I've just said to her, we don't have to make that decision now. You know, you have time. You can make that decision whenever you want out in the future, right? It's the winter right now. We don't have to worry about it. So we'll see what happens. That's going to be her decision, although she says that, you know, if I don't want her to ride again, she won't. But I don't know. I think that's going to be her decision because it would be my decision if it was me, and I know that she would allow me to make that decision. So again, we'll talk about that sometime in the future. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, please consider supporting this channel. In the description of this video, you'll find several ways in which you can help to support the channel and keep these videos coming. Just pick the ones that make most sense to you. Whatever it is, we greatly appreciate all the help. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.